Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. And in this video, what I want to talk about is the importance of self-care. So I think self-care is one of those terms that we use a lot, and sometimes people use the term, but they don't always know what it actually means or the importance of it. So to me, self-care means prioritizing things that are important for your mental well-being, doing things that make you feel good, and basically taking care of yourself. So that's where the self-care part comes in. And if you're watching this video for the first time, my name is Marianne, the counsellor at Marianhanson Counselling Service. For all the details about making referrals and inquiries to me, you can go to my Facebook page, Marianne Hanson Counselling Service. So sometimes people neglect self-care for various reasons. Sometimes it's because they don't value self-care, they don't see it as a priority, so there's lots of other things they're doing, so they just push it to the side. Other times people don't really understand what they should be doing in terms of self-care, and a lot of times people just feel guilty if they do anything that involves themselves, especially if they're used to taking care of others. So the first thing that you should try to do is to make self-care a priority, because there's always going to be other things that you can do. So for me, even little things like do my nails, I can go for weeks where I'm just like, I need to do my nails need doing, my nail varnish is coming off, and I can just keep putting it to the side, and eventually I'll just get to a point where I say, do you know what, you're going to feel better when your nails are done, so just do it. So take the time. And I think we're all like that in certain ways. If we've got hobbies or interests, we sometimes push them to the side because we don't add the value to them. We don't think they're important enough. So you need to prioritise your self-care. The second thing is to set specific self-care goals. So instead of just saying, I need to put more self-care into my weekly routine, you would have a specific goal. So it might be something like, I will walk for 30 minutes after dinner. Setting a specific self-care goal means that you are going to stick to it, but it also means it's specific, so it's something you can do, it's an action, rather than just saying, I'm going to find more time to look after myself this week. Whereas then it's not going to motivate you, because you're already going to have your diary full of things to do. Whereas if you set a specific goal, you can follow that. The third thing is to make self-care a habit. So just like eating an apple doesn't eliminate, bad health, you're not going to just say, well, okay, I'm just going to eat one apple and then that's it, I'll be healthy, or that will sort me out. Self-care, you need to look at it in the same way. You can't just one day you're doing all these self-care routines, but weeks go past and you don't do anything else. Have it as part of your routine. So for me, there are certain things that I do no matter what. I'll do meditation most evenings. I'll do affirmations nearly every morning. I'll always eat breakfast, because I won't skip breakfast. I'll always spend some time within a day to just do a bit of reflection. I'll try to go for walks as much as possible. There are lots of things which generally, if people knew my weekly routine, they would see that there is a pattern of things that I always do. And so I think if you put self-care in as like a pattern, so that you know that regardless of what's happening, these are certain things I'm going to do, then it will become a habit, because you'll just automatically do it. So the fourth thing is to set boundaries to protect your self-care. So you don't need to have to give a big reason and justification for saying no to people. We're all probably guilty of that sometimes, where we're just giving, especially me sometimes, not only as a counsellor, but just generally. Someone will say, can you do this for me? And then I'll not want to do it, but I won't say no, or I'll say no, and then 5 minutes later I'll phone that person back and do it, because I just don't like that guilty feeling. But we need to get to a point where if we're tired, or if we just, we can't do it, we've got other priorities, there's nothing wrong with saying no. And it is about self-care, because if you keep saying yes to everything but you don't say yes to yourself, then you're just going to end up getting burnt out. So the fifth thing is to keep up with your self-care routine, even when you're not in the mood to do it. And what I mean by that is lots of my clients will, when they're feeling low, or if they're not feeling motivated, they will scrap all of their self-care routines that they've spent so long building up. So if their favourite thing that usually gets them out of a low mood is knitting, or going for walks, or going for a run, they'll stop doing that and they'll say the reason is because I just don't feel like doing it at the moment. I'm not in the right mood, or my mood's a lot. And that is exactly when you should be doing it. And that is something I say to all of my clients. Don't ever scrap or neglect the things that you enjoy, even if you can't concentrate on it, even if you don't have the passion at that moment. You still should continue to do it, because it's part of your self-care and it's part of what you need to build up on. And the final thing is, unhealthy habits don't count as self-care. So things like overeating, eating unhealthily, substance misuse, and other unhealthy behaviours, all they're doing is masking or hiding the way that you're feeling. So if you're feeling low, or if you're just going through a bad patch where everything's going wrong for you, or your anxiety levels are high, or your depression is high, doing things like that are destructive, temporarily you'll escape from it and you might feel good. Like you might get that little buzz from taking drugs, or you might get a little buzz from eating unhealthily. But then eventually you're going to be in the same situation, you're going to feel the same way. So try to deal with the emotion, but also try to implement those self-care habits that you've been putting in place. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, don't feel free to leave your comments, and don't forget to like the video and also share it with others if you feel someone else will benefit. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.